same song.
Bam. Gonna have to train our house band.
We can't fit the band in here.
Yeah.
The place
We got them all jammed in that corner over there.
Well, that's the only problem I have. Anyway, welcome everybody. Thank you. What do you guys think of the new studio? Come on, it's pretty bitchin', right? Now, if you were actually physically here, you would go, "This is a joke." But I think on camera, it works.
They would not say it's a joke.
No, we would smack them upside the head if they called it a joke, right?
Fly.
That would not fly.
You get a neck poke, you try something like that in our new studio.
That would not. That would not fly. Anyway. Thanks for being patient with us, everybody. We took us a bit to get the studio up. This is my son's old room. So I think we've done a good job. We put some brick.
Dumping all our secrets.
we put some brick
a new Little Red Dog World headquarters.
Nothing. Yeah, we're in New York now.
Yeah.
We're in Manhattan at a high rise. I would open up and show you the view, but I can't do that. Anyway, welcome everyone. Thank you for being so patient with us. I know we've been off the grid for at least, I think, 5 weeks, maybe even 6, maybe. Anyway, lots going on, lots to tell you. We got a lot of fun stuff coming up. Obviously, it's not just about the new podcast. All we're really changing is the looks. We're going to have some special guests later today. Gary's going to tell you about that in a minute. But anyway, let's welcome our favorite dog trainer, Miss Gary Newcomb.
Did you call me Miss?
I didn't mean to if I did. Mr. Mr. Gary Newcomb. Gary, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
No, I'm good. I'm really good. I was a little stressed. Poor Sam. Sam, say hello.
Yeah.
Poor Sam's been here since 9. He's been here since 9 o'clock getting all the lights put up.
9 o'clock last night.
Yes. He was sweating. He was doing a great job as always. But anyway, so are you happy with the new studio?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it looks pretty good. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did a good job on the brickwork.
Well, thank you. Yeah, just took a little masonry class.
Yeah, your masonry skills are top notch.
I couldn't quite get the seams right, but other than that, it works pretty well. It looks good. Well, right before we kind of let everyone know we're going to be off the air for a bit. So we kind of asked our typical crowd, hey, what kind of dog behavior questions would you like to answer? We got kind of the typical stuff. I think, and we can kind of dive into some of this. You know, we got the typical, hey, what do I do when a friend comes over and my dog loses his shit? Or what do I do because my dog keeps getting, barky and aggressive when someone knocks at the door? We can kind of dive into that.
Misbehaving on walks.
Yeah, I mean, the whole same old stuff. But I think, and you kind of brought it up, before we started recording today, a lot of it is just a lack of pre-planning, right?
Yes. So
I kind of want to talk about, one of the trainers that I worked with and helped me with dogs. He made it super clear, always have a plan, and when I first heard it, it's like, I go, yeah, it makes sense, but I didn't really think about it.
Yeah.
So I really want you to let our listeners and kind of educate them about what we're talking about, how important it is, even the most mundane task.
Yeah.
Right?
No. The key is that you want to set goals for your dog. You want to set, on one hand, you want to set boundaries, but on the other hand, you want to set goals. So in doing this, you want to be able to say, I'm going to do this. We're going to walk here. You're going to do it right. And that's my boundary. And you're going to follow it, or I'm going to have to back it up.
Right.
So, from the thinking aspect, it's always best if you have your plan going in ahead of time and you can focus 100% of your attention on the dog.
Right.
I don't have to think about, am I going to be able to get the dog here or there or there? I already know. I'm going to do this and the dog's going to come with me.
Right.
So, in anything you do, you should probably pre-practice, run a dry run through your brain to see, how's this going to go.
Right.
But, when you're working with a dog, especially in a training sense, you definitely want to have that in place. And that way, that gives you the structure as to what you hope to achieve by the end of it.
Right. Yeah. And keep it simple at first. Something as mundane as just, walking 50 yards and then have a spot.
Yeah.
And so when I go to a session, I tell the family, I just want you to walk to that blue Toyota and back.
Yep. And
I want you to picture that. I want you to take a deep breath and relax. And that's all I want you to do.
That's the full journey.
That's the full journey. But you know your mission, and that's your intent, and do it. Do it in a way that you're confident you're going to get to that car and come back. And I'm always amazed about how hesitant even that little task can be with the owner.
Yeah.
And they're like they're walking on glass almost.
Yep.
Right? So do you think that does that stem from the person just being nervous that we're watching them, or do you think it's a lack of confidence? What, like, you've noticed that? So
yeah.
What do you think?
No, absolutely. I think it's a combination of things. One, absolutely, they're thinking that they're being judged,
right?
And to some degree, they are.
We are judging them.
Yes,
but in a good way.
Yes, we're going to help you. We're not going to judge you and tell you you're worthless or anything crazy. We're going to tell you this is where you had your issue. Tighten this up.
Right.
And I tell people all the time, I don't train dogs. I train people to train dogs.
And that's the crest of this.
Yes.
Right.
So basically, they need to get into a mindset that they're there to do this. And, when they approach that, stick their chest out, their shoulders back.
Yeah, be confident.
Yes, come at it in a way that they're confident that they're going to be able to achieve this. If they're not, they're probably not going to be able to achieve it.
Right.
So...
And I always tell people, the reason why we're starting with this simple task is because you practice without any... thing in your way. Mm-hmm. We're not having the dog. We don't have anything for the dog to pay attention to.
Yeah, we're not running a gauntlet of other dogs.
No,
or
keep it simple. Just practice this, and then we can start bringing in the real world.
Like what about Bob? Baby steps.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
Absolutely. No, I had a dog yesterday who I did a lesson with, and it would not walk without another dog. And we deal with a lot of dogs who don't like to walk. This dog would not walk.
Right.
Literally got bloody pads.
Wow.
Avoiding walking.
Wow.
But so we broke it down. We can't walk to the end of your driveway and back. We're going to walk to this bush and back. And, we did it and did it and did it. And eventually when the dog believed wholeheartedly we were going to do it, the dog understood this is we broke it down to a baby step that the dog, it's easier for the dog to palate. And the dog did it.
Right.
And eventually, regretfully, the dog would walk. It's not like it,
but happy about it.
Yeah, but by the end, it was stepping. Its mouth was open. It knew what the routine was. And that's because we broke it down to a little step that we knew we were going to achieve.
Yeah, I don't think people understand, too. Dogs are... they're pretty intelligent. I mean, yes, they're basic creatures, but they're pretty intelligent. And once they learn that, hey, if I act this way, I can get out of this task.
Yeah. No, I always liken that in almost every lesson. If your kid learns that I can throw myself down in the grocery store and you're going to buy me candy to stop my tantrum, it's a go-to trick.
Right.
Dogs are the same way. If I learn that I anchor, if I learn that I pull on you so much, you're going to give up, their will is going up. If your will isn't going up greater to deflect their will's going to keep going. No,
that's right. That's a good way to put it, actually. And I really don't think we can emphasize this enough because, step one literally is, no matter what your task is that day with your dog, step one is have a plan and execute that plan with confidence and calm behavior. And when things start to go south, you have to correct it, but you cannot let your dog out of it. And it sounds simple.
No, and like you said earlier, make it something small.
Yes.
Don't be like, I want my dog to do this at the end of the day.
Right.
I'm going to have my dogs dialed in on spot drill in one session.
Yeah, and I think, and the other problem too that I have, and you kind of touched on it, the other problem that I sometimes have with families is they do set the bar way too high.
Yeah.
The people that, they're very aggressive about being successful, and you just can't push. Some dogs, yes, you can.
Yeah.
But most you can't.
Yeah.
And set the bar super low so that it's successful. So the next day you can bounce off of that success and move forward.
Keep growing off of that.
Yeah.
So it's easy when you see the end goal of what you want to achieve to try to, hopscotch and take, steps to get there quicker.
Right.
The key with dogs is everything is a transition. A correction is a transition. You don't start at 10. You ramp it up. You want your dog to I wanted my dog to ride a skateboard. I didn't stick a skateboard out there and teach him to do it.
Right.
I started by locking the wheels and just get your front feet on it.
Well, speaking of that, we're going to have a dog on. Well, you're going to interview our next guest. Because it's our first show back, everyone. We wanted to make sure that we did something special.
We got star power.
We had some star power. We got a special dog and the dog's owner here today. They're going to be here on set. Gary's going to interview them. I'm not going to tell you why Gary's going to be interviewing, but it's a cool surprise. So just really quickly, why don't you kind of tell us a little bit about this dog, and because he's already accomplished a lot of fun things, right?
This dog is definitely known.
Yeah, refresh my memory. What's the dog's name?
The dog is Prince. Let me see. I don't want to mess it up. Prince Dudeman.
It's Prince Dudeman.
But
and I think
when you get on first, he's with him. You can just call him Dudeman.
Okay, very cool. And Mr. Dudeman is here with his owner, and they're gonna tell you about their accomplishments. This is a very accomplished little pup.
This dog has done a lot.
Yeah, and I'm kind of curious too if.
And it's probably not the kind of dog you think it's gonna be.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's so cute. It's so cool, and I don't want to say anything else because I'll ruin the surprise. But anyway, that's what you have to look forward to. So please don't tune away. One thing I kind of want to go back to. Before we go to break, is the number one question that we received that everyone wanted to answer, and we've actually answered this before, and the question is, hey, my dog barks every time someone enters the house and is too aggressive and jumps on people, blah blah blah. The reason why I didn't want to start with that question is I really wanted to back up and talk about how your mindset should be. And we talked about that, right? So your mindset is, hey, I want to accomplish this mission, and we're going to execute that. Now that you know how you should act and how your energy should be in any task. So really quickly, Gary, for the 2000th time in this show, I want you to break down the drill that every owner should work on when they get a new dog, and how it helps with the question of my dog's being too aggressive when people are over, jumping, barking, blah blah blah. So I want you to give it your patented spot drill.
The spot drill.
There you go.
So the key is that you want to train your dog to go to a spot on command and wait there to be released.
Right.
So how we teach it is that we're going to break it down to the micro step. Like I said, everything comes in small steps. So the first step's going to be, I'm going to put the spot, be it dog bed, towel, something, make it something portable that you can take with you,
right,
but marks a specific location.
Right.
I'm going to put that between me and the dog. I'm going to hold out a treat and say spot. Dog's going to step onto the spot to get this treat. Boom, we've got step one.
Right.
So now I'm going to bait the dog off of the spot. I'm going to do it again. Spot. Dogs, eventually in the first, probably 3 to 6 tries, depending on the dog, they're going to get it.
Right.
So then you're going to step it up on them. Now you have to step on the spot with all 4s to get it.
Right.
So I've got that one solid now. We've worked on it. Now we're in day 2 or something. So
right,
we're on day 2. We're going to work on you. I say spot. You walk onto the spot. You sit down. Treat goes in your mouth.
Right.
So then
right,
we're going to go to the next step, and
right,
that's where you see where this is building on each step.
Right.
You're
you got to
break
it down.
To do things for a reward.
Right.
So the next step is that we're going to start working on stay.
Right.
So I'm going to tell the dog spot. Dog runs onto the spot, sits down. I'm going to tell it stay. I'm going to take 2 steps back, 2 steps forward, and give it a treat, making eye contact the whole time.
So you're increasing the distance.
So yeah, I'm going to start at 2 steps, and dog's solid on 2 steps, 4 steps, 6 steps. As soon as the dog jumps up, when I get to 10 steps or wherever,
start all over.
I'm going to start over. I'm going to tell the dog spot.
Nice.
Stay.
Okay.
I'm going to go back and do it again.
Right.
Dog's solid on that now. I can walk as far back to the far end of the house while making eye contact.
Right.
Now I'm going to turn my back on him and walk away from him.
Right.
So eventually what you're doing is you're teaching the dog that, no matter what situation, that the dog is going to stay on the spot. So, in this case, when, what's his name, Frank? When Frank comes over and gets the dog all riled up, you say spot, and the dog has then decided, I have my emotions that I want to do. I know how the spot drill works, and if I don't do that, then he's going to get on me.
Right.
So the dog's going to go to the spot to get the reward.
Right.
So you've created that association that under distraction, and it helps with so much stuff. You've taught your dog how to sit. You can teach your dog how to lay down on the spot. You can teach your dog how to stay. You can then break it off into recall. Now I'm going to walk my 10 steps away. I'm going to say, the dog's name or come or something.
Right.
Dog's going to come running to me. I'm going to give it a reward.
Right.
So it really works on all the basic levels of obedience. Plus that one golden rule is when something happens, you have spot.
In place. Yeah. So the last thing I want to add to that, because Gary covered it perfectly. One thing that Gary and I know and have experienced: when you do work with your dog and you're working on these drills, 5 minutes a day.
Yep, really short.
Really short. It's about all the dogs
between
can do, just like guys.
The walk,
right,
and the meal.
Yeah, I was gonna say do it after the walk because the dog's tired. Right. All right. Well, when we come back, we're gonna have some fur on here, right? And is that the dog's music?
The dog's got theme music.
All right. Anyway, when we come back, we're gonna have a special interview. So please stay tuned in. This is the Little Red Dog. I'm Steve McLean, and this is For the Love of Dog. Thanks for listening.
Boom.
Hey everybody, I'm Steve with the Little Red Dog. Thanks so much for listening for the Love of Dog podcast. Please subscribe. If you're listening, please rate us and let us know if we're doing horribly or awesome. We need that feedback. Also, when you do subscribe to YouTube, you'll get an alert for our virtual adoption events. We need your input. We need you to watch and support our cause. Thank you so much. We're on a mission from Dog. Take care, everybody.
Welcome back for the Love of Dog. We are here with my man Thor and his headdress and partner in crime, Prince Dudeman. So can I call you Dudeman? Can we go informal? And just...
Absolutely.
All right, cool.
Dude or Dudeman.
Okay, we'll leave it Dudeman. We'll leave it somewhat formal.
Good boy.
So, first of all, I want to appreciate the haircut.
Right. I didn't know we would be doing camera today, or else I would have had him.
Didn't have the full
ready.
mohawk spike, but even the mane is.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's definitely dominant.
That's right.
So that's cool.
They call it a mantle in the fashion world, like a Viking king wears a big bear rug on his shoulders. That's called a mantle.
Like the guy who stormed the Capitol.
That's right. Exactly. The big bear rug.
Yeah.
So he looks like your typical gym rat, where he has the big upper body and tiny little legs.
Yeah.
So when I got him, somebody was giving him away, and I didn't want another little dog. I'm a 6'3", 200 and a couple change.
Yeah, there's some scaling issues there.
Yeah, but you know what, I just couldn't help myself, so I went ahead and said, I'll take him, and I'm just gonna make his haircut bring him bigger as life, and we have achieved that.
Yes, movie star status.
That's right.
Cool. Well, how long ago was that?
That was 12 and a half years ago now.
Wow.
So
you guys have been hanging out for a minute.
That's right. I got him at 6 months old. He'll be 13 in June. June 6th, he turns 13. And another reason I grew the hair out is because he recently went blind. So letting the hair grow out, it's kind of like his antenna.
Yep.
So he can sense a little bit better with hair.
Yeah.
And so that's another reason. But for shows, when we do shows, like we're shooting in March, so he'll get a haircut again. We'll see if that throws him or not. But yeah.
Yeah, do you taper onto that when you do that? Do you go like a medium length haircut and then down to regular length?
Oh no. No.
We go right to shearing.
We go straight to the mohawk.
Yeah.
Baby. So you can't tell, but he's got kind of a fro hawk right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like either side of his mohawk, boom, right down to the skin.
Wow.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And then the legs, these get shaved right down to the skin. The paws take forever to get in between all the nails and everything.
I had a Shih Tzu, and it was the same thing, scissor cutting in between all the pads, and
So he gets dialed in.
Wow, I thought my routine was hard to go through, just shearing the sides.
It's about 2.5 hours now that I've been doing it for 8 years, or actually longer than that now, I guess 10.5 years.
Wow.
So I started doing it when he was about 1.5.
Did you ever cut a dog's hair before that?
No, he was my first project. And I'm like, all right.
It's a lot easier. I started with my kid, and he was very unhappy when I made a mistake. Dog is not going to care at all.
No. Yeah. He just, but he's the representation of my artwork. So but no, this went through a few stages though. Like it started shorter, and then people were like, oh, he has a tutu, and I'm like, oh no, no, he does not.
No.
So we let it grow out longer to be more like rock style.
Yeah.
So I think we achieved.
And how long has that been growing?
This has been growing now. I'll cut it every couple years. I'll trim it up just to like an inch or two. I was just saying,
I do the same thing. I have to shear it off every couple of years to let it regrow back, and it's thick and nice and everything. But
I've never sheared it completely off. I just trim it. Because again, we never know when we're going to get called to do a show. So if we get called to do a show, then he's got to be ready to go. And it would probably take 1.5 years or more to grow that out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So, Prince Dudeman is a studio dog. He was on an Emmy-nominated TV show called Mutton Stuff.
Stuff.
That's right. And you know, and
Mr. Shades.
Mr.
Right?
Shades.
Yeah.
That's right, Mr. Shades. And then there was an interesting changing of the guards where he went from Mr. Shades and now he plays Junior Shades.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah.
You don't ever get to play your younger actor.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's right. But, you know, since he's behind the shades and...
I hear they're already getting a new Gary in here, and I'm going to play the old Gary any day now.
That's right. That's right. Well, I got my barber outside. They're going to shave my hair. I'm going to be the younger Gary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
there.
yeah. So
There you go.
And put some glasses on and be ready to go.
It won't be hard. These are not big shoes to fill.
Oh.
So you're also on the Gong Show.
Yeah. Say that again.
You were on the Gong Show?
Oh, the Gong Show, yeah.
Yeah.
The Gong Show. We tied for first place. Yeah, and
I loved the Gong Show back in the day.
right? Yeah, it was an amazing experience. It was quite a challenge though, because they were literally still building our props hours before we shot.
Oh, so you didn't get a lot of practice on them before?
Zero.
Oh.
Zero. And I asked them 3 weeks ahead of time to have that stuff ready.
Yeah.
So it was, and you know, and then
Going on TV and doing something like that, cold turkey, through a dog, I mean, that's...
I'm fine, but when he jumps on something and it moves, he doesn't want to jump on it anymore. So I was trying to tell them, I'm like, hey.
There's standards that there really have to happen behind the scenes for the dogs. They're not just cool with everything.
It's exactly right. Like, people have no idea. When they see what this guy does, they're like, oh, I want my dog to do it. And I'm like, if you're ready to put hundreds of hours behind you in training, then you'll definitely want your.
So another thing that he does that is awesome is the surfing.
Yes, he's a two-time
surfing champion.
Yes,
in Huntington Beach, the surfing capital.
That's right.
So that is awesome. Rides a skateboard.
He rides a skateboard. So he shot his last show before going blind, which was Nickelodeon's Unleashed.
Okay.
So he rides a skateboard down a ramp in there. He rides his motorcycle. He has his own motorcycle.
Yep.
I mean, what cool dog doesn't have his own motorcycle?
You have to, absolutely.
So he rides the skateboard, and then he rides other people's heads too. So,
yes.
So he does stand
That's a good trick. I could probably get I taught my pit bull how to ride a skateboard, but I couldn't put him on my head. Of course, he's like 60 pounds, so it'd be squashing my neck a little, but.
You just have to do some neck exercises and get ready.
Yeah, you're going to have to get ready for that one. What is he, like 20, 25?
No, he's 12 and a half pounds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All that fur makes you look a little bigger.
That's exactly right. That's it. When he's wet, you're like, whoa, he looks like
a lot less dog there.
Yeah, he looks like a wet rat. Right, buddy? I didn't mean it. You look like an angel, a wet angel.
Supermodel.
But yeah, he did the Nickelodeon Unleashed, and so that one's actually playing right now. So you can.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's he got coming up? Anything on the schedule? Or
well, actually, they're replaying he won the Purina Incredible Dog Challenge the summer before last in a mountain dog race. So this little 12 and a half pounder.
What's the competition in that?
So the competition it's me and he and I. Let me use a proper grammar. He and I, we do a foot race, then an agility course race, and then we end with a stand-up paddleboard sprint.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what were the other dogs he's going against?
45-pound agility dogs.
Yeah, Border Collies, Aussies.
So the Purina Incredible Dog Challenge, they have the discs and the jump, dock jumping and all kinds of different categories. So it was all those dogs.
Wow.
And then he doesn't do any of the other categories. So, I take that back. The surfing. He did the surfing 1 year that they had the surfing down here. But he was going against 45-pound agility dogs, and we beat everybody.
Stoked.
So, yeah. So they're playing that right now. You can check that out.
I always tell people, it's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight in the dog.
I like it. Well played.
Awesome. Well, we'll keep an eye out for him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he is. He's got a couple things coming up. Yeah. Cannot announce just yet, but some exciting things coming up. And of course, our handle is Thor and Dudeman, so everybody can check us out.
Watch on Instagram and
Instagram, Twitter, the whole thing.
Yeah,
Thor and Dudeman. And,
cool.
And just Google Thor and Dudeman. You can find him everywhere.
All right, guys. Thor and Dudeman. Keep an eye out. You met a rock star. And
right, buddy.
All right, we'll be back soon.
All right.